Heyo, what's going on everyone? Nathan here. So, I've been a huge fan of the iPad ever since my very first one, which was the iPad 2 in the all-white colorway. Now I have an iPad Pro and it is such a great and versatile device. It has been my best friend throughout college and honestly probably the reason why I even passed and succeeded in engineering in the first place. It is an amazing size for media consumption and actually really good for artists and content creators. So recently I have been collecting items and putting together a portable workstation to really maximize the iPad's potential on the go. So with this setup, I wanted to maintain two of the iPad's largest selling points, and that are its versatility and also its portability. So that is why this whole setup does indeed fit inside of a backpack. So if you were to take this on the go with you, you can easily store it in here for that. And so I think the best place to start with this whole setup is the iPad itself. So I usually leave the iPad back here in the laptop slot. It fits in nice and easy and it's super thin as well. The specific model I have is the 11-inch iPad Pro, which was released in 2020 in the silver colorway. This model has an IPS LCD display with a 120Hz refresh rate, and this is the model right before Apple started to implement their own silicon into the iPads, so this has their A12Z Bionic chip. So unfortunately, this means that my iPad does not support Stage Manager, which was released in iPadOS 16, because for those you need an iPad with their M1 or M2 chips inside of it. I mean, come on, this is an iPad Pro. It's only two and a half years old now, and it already doesn't support some of the newest features. I'm gonna digress on that point, but it still has a very capable chip inside of it to do a lot of creative work or anything that most people would need an iPad to do for. I have used my iPad for literally everything school related ever since I got it. I used it to make digital art for a while, and I also used this as my main device to create all of my YouTube content for the very first year of my YouTube channel. So the iPad has so much potential to be a productivity machine. It just needs a few accessories to really get it there. And I think the first accessory that pretty much everyone should get for their iPad is the Apple Pencil, and more specifically, the second generation. If you plan on doing any sort of note-taking, studying, or digital art with your iPad, then the Apple Pencil is a must. The second generation has a much more intuitive method of charging over the previous model, which is that it magnetically attaches to the right side of the iPad. This will automatically start the wireless charging, and it also connects it through Bluetooth. This is also the perfect place to carry your Apple Pencil around, as it's always with you on your iPad, and it's held on by relatively strong magnets as well. This second generation has pixel precision, pressure, and tilt sensitivity, and I just can't recommend this enough. This is quite literally like the ultimate stylus, and it just goes hand in hand perfectly with the iPad. You can regularly find it on sale through Amazon for what I've seen is as low as $90, which is a much more reasonable price than the original $130. But if this is still out of your budget, then there are plenty other good alternatives out there, and one that I've actually recently used myself are some styluses by Penoval. They're a fraction of the price with identical designs and have almost every feature that the original Apple Pencil has. So if you're on more of a budget and you want to get a cheaper stylus and not pay all that money for the Apple Pencil, definitely check out Penoval. I think they're great alternatives. So with that being said, now moving on to the next accessory, and this is what really transforms your iPad into like a workstation. The next item is the Infinity Pro iPad stand by a company called Benks. So just to be transparent with everyone, Benks did send me this product to make a video on, but it is not sponsored by them and they're not going to see this beforehand, so everything you're about to hear me say are 100% my own thoughts. So this is a high quality, well-built aluminum stand for the iPad. This stand is compatible with both sizes of the iPad Pro from 2018 all the way up to 2022, and it also works with the iPad Air 4th generation and 5th generations as well. This stand is limited to these specific iPads because of its mounting method, which are strong magnets throughout its front base plate. To mount your iPad, all you do is place it up near the front plate and the magnets will align it and snap it into place. The front plate is rotatable, so you can have your iPad in either landscape or portrait orientation. The arm is also adjustable with two different hinges to get optimal height and angle towards you. What's so great about this stand is that it can be brought down to the table so you can use it as a base to angle your iPad so you can also draw and write on it. Nothing interferes with the top of the iPad, so your Apple Pencil can comfortably fit on top of the iPad where it belongs, so when your iPad's mounted to the stand, you don't have to worry about losing the Apple Pencil. Having the ability to go from a monitor-like position to a comfortable drawing angle is such an underrated feature, and I think this stand does a great job. It has strong hinges so when you're writing on it, it doesn't bounce around or feel like wobbly, so I really do appreciate that about this stand. So the base of this plate is also quite unique as it has this anti-skid material on the bottom so it won't be easily moved out of place, but that's not all. It can also rotate 360 degrees with this really cool mechanical sound. So I know that this feature might seem a little gimmicky, but I usually leave this stand on the side of my laptop. So every time I put my iPad on there, I have to adjust it a little bit, and just that little like mechanical sound, I know it's a little gimmicky, but it really is satisfying. There's also like a tactile feel when you do spin it. So a little something extra I think you get in a stand that really does separate it from other iPad stands out there. This stand costs $86 on their website, which might seem like a lot, but this is a very well-built stand, can be folded up super thin to become portable, and it also has this base. And I mean, just for $86, because a lot of iPad stands are pretty expensive, I think you're getting a lot for your money's worth, and it also looks super modern, sleek, and really fits the whole aesthetic of this setup that I was going for. So if you order this stand through the first link in the description down below and use my own personal code Nathan15, then you'll actually get 15% off your whole order, anything in the store. So if you go there to pick up this stand, get anything else, don't forget to use the code Nathan15. You'll get 15% off. That's pretty dope. So moving on, one of the biggest downsides to using an iPad as like your main productivity device is the lack of ports. So usually most iPads, current ones, have one single USB-C port, and that's just not enough to get most people out there, content creators, what they need to work with. So for that reason, I highly recommend you pick up a USB-C hub, and the one that I use is the Anker USB-C hub for iPads. This hub is made out of aluminum and is originally $40, but it can be found on sale on Amazon for $26, which is not a bad price for what you get at all. This hub will turn your single USB-C port into 6 different ports. This comes with an HDMI port, another USB-C port which supports 60 watts of charging, a USB-A port, SD and micro SD card readers, and you also get a 3.5mm headphone jack. So what I probably like most about this specific hub is how it sits flush in the middle of your iPad. Many other USB-C hubs out there are either off-center or use an extension cable which doesn't look clean and ends up getting in the way of your setup. So I personally think that this USB-C hub looks great, looks super clean, and also gives you a lot more flexibility, especially if you're a content creator out there. So as great as the iPad is, the typing experience on the display itself is not the best, and anyone who has typed on the display for extended periods of time know exactly what I mean. Therefore, for those of you who plan on typing papers, editing Excel sheets, sending emails with your iPad, then you're gonna need a keyboard, and the one that I have here in the setup is the Keychron K2 mechanical wireless keyboard in the 75% layout setup. The 75% is perfect for me because I still maintain all the functional keys that I could use on a consistent basis while staying compact enough to fit in my backpack. This uses Gateron G keys and I have the brown switches for it. This is also backlit and gives you up to 20 different RGB effects, which I like to change up from time to time. And yeah, if you saw that, this is a custom keycap with a mini Appa inside of it. My little brother got this for me for a birthday present, and this is from an artist called Die Keycaps, who can be found on Etsy. Go check him out. He makes a bunch of really dope keycaps for keyboards. So before you say anything, yes, I know this isn't the thinnest keyboard out there. I know there are better options, but I've had this one for a couple years now and it does fit in my backpack, so that's why I'm sticking with it. But honestly, for $80, you're getting a great keyboard. It has solid Bluetooth connection, nice mechanical keys, and this is still a great keyboard that can be taken with you on the go. So I wouldn't overlook this one just yet. So very similar to why you need a keyboard for your iPad, you're also gonna need a mouse for this as well, especially if you're gonna mount this on a stand. And the mouse that I swear by is the Logitech MX Master 3S mouse. I specifically got this mouse to help me speed up my video editing, and the horizontal scroll wheel has been nothing short of amazing. The ergonomics are fantastic, and there are 7 total customizable buttons, and this mouse has to be near perfect. I got the pale gray colorway, which I know will get dirtier faster than the other colors, but I want to eventually get white accessories for everything in my setup, so I might as well start, and I'll take the hit when it gets a little dirty sooner than the other colors. So if you're interested in this mouse, then I did do a full review on it, and I'll leave a link to it right here on the screen as well. So if you're interested, go check out that video, because this is quite literally the best mouse for productivity that you can buy in 2023. So obviously, if you have a mouse for this portable setup, then you're gonna need a mouse pad. This is just some little cheapo one I got on Amazon like 5 to 7 years ago. It was about like $5 or something like that. So I know there's better out there. This is just what I have for this setup. You can go find one if you want better, but I'm using this right now. It works fine. It fits in my backpack, so get yourself a mouse pad as well. So the final item of this setup are headphones, and if you're looking for something really portable and Bluetooth, then I highly recommend that you go with the Apple AirPods Pro 2nd generation. These are by far my favorite noise canceling headphones I have ever used. They are a drastic upgrade over the original AirPod Pros in almost every way. The battery life is better, the sound quality is more full, the noise canceling and transparency mode are noticeably better. They will seamlessly hook up to your iPad as soon as you put them into your ears, and these could possibly be the best pickup that you can make out of this whole entire setup, so don't sleep on the AirPods Pro 2nd generation. But if you're looking for something wired and a little more audiophile grade, if you're doing video editing, then I highly recommend these. And these are the AKG K361 wired headphones. I went with the wired model because I heard these were more accurate, especially for video editing, and I wanted a pair of headphones that were relatively cheap that still gave me an audiophile sound to them. These will easily plug into the USB-C hub I mentioned earlier, so there's no need to worry about these being wired. The AKGs have honestly been so good. They have a super wide soundstage, and I didn't realize how different music sounds from my AirPods Pro to these until I actually tried out my first audiophile grade headphone, which I would say are these. I know they're budget, but I would still consider them in that realm. The AKGs get really loud, and I have only ever had to go up to a max of 80% volume. They're super comfortable for hours of use, and they also fold up super small and compact, which also does help with the ease of travel in this whole setup. So that's going to conclude my portable iPad productivity station. It has everything that you could need while also maintaining the iPad's portability and versatility. You can take notes, draw, type papers, edit Excel files, edit videos, all with these items that fit comfortably into your backpack. So I'm gonna leave links to everything I mentioned in this video down below in the description. And if you're gonna pick up the Infinity Pro iPad stand, don't forget to use Nathan15 for that discount and the 15 off. So that's gonna be the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, then please don't forget to hit the like button down below and subscribe. And as always, have a great day, everyone, and cheers.